Hey, hi, hello, good afternoon, happy Sunday. I hope your weekend has been going well for you so far. As for me, I did a grocery shopping trip yesterday. That's about as exciting as my weekend has gotten, but you know, it's when you gotta resupply on food, you gotta resupply, and that's what I did. And the most exciting thing I saw out there was actually surprised me a little bit. It's like these Dragon Ball Z Reese's Puffs. I might have I mentioned it on Twitter, but yeah, wow. It's crazy, right? Imagine anime used to be this like niche thing, and now it's big enough, right? At least Dragon Ball Z is big enough that they got themselves a collaboration with at least in the US, like a big name cereal, and kind of got like a series of boxes. If I didn't have a lot of cereal already, I probably would have picked it up. Maybe I should have picked it up anyway, because I don't know, I feel like those things would go quickly. Like, I don't know, they were $5.50 at the supermarket, and I was like checking them online, and just a bunch of grifters were trying to sell them for like $30. I'm like, bruh, bruh, what you doing, man? But I suppose then the opportunity to turn a quick buck. Don't mind me jamming out to this BGM. Oh yeah, it's pretty funky, pretty catchy, right? It's the kind I like this kind of menu background music, right? The one that just makes you want to stay on here just so you can listen to it a bit more. It makes you excited to take on the game and all that. Hello, Molecular Shadow Fox. It is good to see you, as always. How are you doing? Stocking up on supplies, eh? Yup. Gotta do that every now and then, right? Once your food runs low, you gotta go out and get more food. Or I guess you could try to farm it for content and take a picture and stick it on Twitter. I don't know. I've never let it get that low, though, right? I've seen like some fridges on Twitter where it's like, oh hey, look, there's a can of soda and I don't know, maybe a plate with a slice of pizza on it. Boom. This is what I got. I've never gone to like that level of food remaining. And granted, that's like just in the fridge, right? I got a bunch of dry foods and canned foods and all that, and yeah, I know it's not the best, but hey, it's like lazy day food, so yeah. I'm totally out of stuff myself, proper Mother Hubbard right now. Oh man. Well, as long as you got as long as you got plans, right? Some way to acquire food one way or another, you're fine, right? I have one thing in the freezer, and that's a bag of garden peas. Well, that's a start. There's a few things you can make from peas. You can kind of work your way from there. That's what I like to do usually, right? So like, I'll usually just like have a spontaneous thought one day, oh man, I'm craving a certain type of food, and then the next thing I think of is, okay, what kinds of other foods can I buy and put together to like make a dish and all that. So yeah, that's always fun. Kind of take that approach to party composition, but I digress. I got some Frosties, so I'm good. All right. Well, as long as you got something, right? I kind of roll that way too, right? If I'm low on food, sometimes I'll kind of put it off until I really can't anymore, and then it's like, yep, now we've hit critical mass. If I get real desperate, I'll break out the ramen. There you go. I'm kind of the same way, to be honest. I got like a whole stack of ramen that I've still got just like sitting there just in case, although I know that has a date, so I should probably go through that at some point. Anyways, yes, we are here today to check out Centipede Recharged. As the name might suggest, it's a remake, right? It's like a remake of Centipede, in both like visuals and apparently gameplay as well. It's developed by Atom Vision Studios and Sneaky Box, and published by, well, who else? Atari. You wouldn't believe how I came about just like picking this game to play on Sunday. I was just like going through my Epic Game Store account, like just looking over everything I got over the years, and this one caught my eye, and I was like, you know what, this will make it for a good one-off, right? And here we are. We're playing Centipede. You know what's even crazier is that this is actually part of a series of Atari Recharge games. Yeah, the other Atari games have gotten the Recharge a treatment. I'm like looking at a bundle here on Steam, and there's Asteroids, Black Widow, Breakout, Gravitar, Yars, Missile Command, Caverns of Mars, Quantum, Berserk. Like, how did I miss this? How did I miss this? They came out like 3 years ago and somehow just like completely flew under my radar. Like, man. This would be like right up my alley, like little bite-sized remakes of arcade games I kind of played back in the day. Yeah, yes, eat it to me. Anyways, enough dilly-dallying. Might be like the longest pre-chat I've done in a while, but it's giving me Galaxia vibes. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll get a rebooted version of Action 52. Oh my god. Someone call Way Forward. I feel like they might be best equipped to handle that, right? Okay, let's just like jump into an arcade run. Let's play some Centipede. Oh wow, 3 varieties too. Okay, so you can, yeah, they have Recharge, Classic Recharge. I have to admit I have no idea what any of these go for. I'm assuming Classic is going to be like try to emulate the Classic the most. And Recharge is probably like just like full-on remake version, and I'm guessing Classic Recharge is somewhere in between, right? The world needs the Cheetah Men game. I remember when they were trying to spin off Cheetah Men into its own franchise. They had plans for it and everything, and then Action 52 just fell flat. Hi Azure! Hello Emil Hart! Welcome, thanks for checking me out. How are you doing today? Alright, let's get in here. We're gonna start. Good old Centipede. Anyone play the old version? So, as you might expect, Centipede has a centipede, and your goal is to kind of take out the centipede before it reaches the bottom here. I'm assuming it's the line. But as you shoot the centipede, it'll split apart, and see it. The mushrooms kind of dictate where it goes. Ooh, power-ups. Okay, so that's like one new thing. Oh, okay, spread shot. But yeah, your goal is to kind of try to hold the line for as long as you can. And like any good old classic arcade game, you know, things will escalate, and you gotta watch the mushrooms too, because they will block your path. But as you may expect, it's not just centipedes that will try to take you out. You'll have a host of other enemies, like spiders you saw, and there were some other ones that just drop mushrooms, and yeah, like any good old classic arcade game, you get hit, and that's over. Game over. Many hours spent playing it. Ah, I see. Nice. I'm good, feeling a little tired, but I did promise Undertale stream tonight. I'll see how I feel after my bath. Ah, okay. Well, you know, don't push yourself, right? But hey, if you're up for it, then have some fun. Also, enjoy your bath. Baths are nice. Baths are relaxing. All right, let's give this another go. I didn't really last that long. I do like how this also does emulate some like quirks of the old game too, like how you know, the old game had like a programmed in projectile limit, so you would only shoot so much. But the fun thing about it is that if you get up close, right, the projectile, it only prevents you from firing as long as there's another projectile on screen. But if that one you know, disappears quick, then you're kind of just able to fire again, which is pretty fun, right? You can imagine some people might have worked things out like this and just, you know, sometimes the optimal strategy is just like get up in the face of an enemy and just blast it to Kingdom Come. And like, inadvertently creates, like, a bit of a risk-reward system, too, right? Like, if you get up close, you'll maximize your firepower and clear things out super quick. But, you know, that also means you're putting yourself in, like, just a big danger. Because, hey, one hit kill, so gotta be mindful of that, too. Oh. Also means you gotta be extra careful when the centipedes kind of reach the bottom and are just, you know, schmooving around. Because, again, one hit and it's over. It's like being back in the arcade when I was a little foxy. Ah, arcades. Oh, man. I miss those days. How many folks here have been to an arcade? Or at least been to a place that has arcade machines, because I know, you know, it's not just the arcades. There was like a local pool that I used to go to that had arcade machines. It was kind of wild, right? Like, just imagine being able to play Street Fighter in kind of like your spare time when you're not in the pool and everything. You know, never mind everything we know about public swimming pools these days. Or, you know, you go to, like, the hotel resort, right? You go to, like, some sort of vacation place. They might have, like, some section somewhere in the corner that has just, like, random arcade machines and stuff. You know, it's like, oh, hey, look, here's Time Crisis, Street Fighter 2, and Rush 2049, I don't know. I feel like arcades these days tend to be, like, you know, more deliberately arcades. Or at the very least, they kind of play up that sort of, you know, this nostalgia bit. Like, they'll have arcade machines grouped together in some way or another. Maybe they'll have, like, some sort of timeline gimmick to them or something like that, right? Every bowling alley ever. You know what? That's also true, right? Bowling alleys near me also had, arcade machines and stuff like that. I feel like these days, you see, like, fewer arcade machines and more of those, like, just, ticket games. You've probably seen those too, right? The ones that have, like, maybe the spinners where you can try to stop the light on a certain spot, or you're spinning a wheel, or one of those coin pusher games, or something like that. I'm sure they turn a handy profit for the people who run them too, but I kind of miss those other ones. I miss the other ones. Oh, okay. You can kind of see, like, the duration of the power-up on the bottom, too. That's kind of neat. This is why the Pizzaplex from FNAF security breach needs to be a thing. Yep, Chuck E. Cheese with the ticket games and all that, yeah. I remember when Chuck E. Cheese did have a lot of more, like, the classic arcade games. I think one of my friends has a good story they like to tell every now and then about how they got through the entirety of one of the Metal Slug games, right? Just, like, in one sitting. Granted, they, you know, they put in a lot of tokens, but they got to the end eventually. You have a street in town that's nearly all arcades? Ah, I'm jealous. It is nice when you manage to kind of find that place that has the stuff that you're into. It is nice. It is nice. Oh. I haven't mentioned it already, I am playing this on Epic Games Store, so that's why you heard that sound. It's the Epic Games Achievement sound, or EGS Achievement sound. Not a bad sound, to be quite honest. It's pleasant enough and has a nice enough of an achievement feel to it. It's all chip shops, arcades, and some restaurants. Oh, now that's pretty fun. That sounds like a good old sort of classic, you know, just the fun time street. You're like, hey, it's the weekend. Where are we gonna go? Let's go to the arcade street and just go check out all the arcades. Yeah, I feel like in the US, while you still have like the occasional arcade here and there, it seems like for the most part, the arcade tends to be, you know, supplanted with something else, right? It's never like just an arcade. Sometimes it could be like maybe like more of an entertainment center feel to it, or might be a bar attached to it, something like that. Which, hey, right, you do what you can to kind of survive out there, so certainly can't fault them entirely for it, but... Alright, now we get to a situation like this, where there are a lot of centipedes in the play area. More likely to kind of eat it. Classic seaside town, yeah, there you go. It's like the boardwalk feel to it, right? Just a bunch of souvenir shops, arcade here and there, a couple of rides, some vendors hawking their wares on their stands. Hit up the arcades and play pool, yeah. Pool, air hockey, foosball, darts, or go to the bar, have a drink. The majority of them now tend to have the one-armed bandits, and those ones with the pennies you put in with the sliding shelves. Yeah, the coin pushers. Yeah, there's a lot of those too, and those godforsaken claw machines. Yeah. Have you seen the ones that are like have the stuff lined up on a shelf, and you have to like try to maneuver a pusher into them to try to push the prize out? Those feel like even more of a scam. Although I guess it's like more overt that it is, because you can kind of see. Whereas with the claw machines, right, it's like, well, you don't know what strength the proprietors have set the claw to. They might just be bamboozling you like 1 out of every 1,000 tries. Never seen those. Ah, okay. Alright, I think that's been a look at the arcade. Let's check out Classic. Oh, I see. You have 3 lives, no power-ups, so... I forgot that Centipede had operated on a live system. I guess the idea is that you have a lot of power-ups, you're able to survive longer. Which is why, they don't have... You only get the 1, and then Classic Recharge just combines the 2 concepts. You have power-ups and 3 chances to kind of drive up your score. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that. Bit of a neon explosion there. It's so annoying seeing those Pokemon plushies in there just begging to be caught, right? Those tempting prizes. Like, oh man, I sure could use a Pokemon plush, or like maybe whatever's in those capsules, or oh, is that a stuffed Bazooka Joe pillow? I don't know why, but I suddenly have a very compelling need to get one of those. I feel like at least in some cases, you know, depending on the facility, if you just like put enough money in them, right? You put enough money in them and you go tell like whoever's in charge, they'll usually just give you the thing, right? They'll usually just give it to you. Granted, you have to be spending a lot of money, right? Usually more than what the plushie is worth, which of course then just makes you think, hey, why not just like buy it off of eBay or something? Which, yeah, good point. But still. Yeah, spend all your game and snack budget trying to get them. Right? The sunk cost just, like, kicks in. You're like, oh my god, I've already put so much money in this. I walk away with nothing. It's gonna royally suck. Have you ever watched, like, anyone stream like those online crane game sites? Because they kind of do something similar, where if someone, like, stays at one machine long enough and, like, completely fails to get anything, you usually see, like, an intermission screen, and then when they come back, the prize is usually positioned in such a way that it's extremely easy for the person to kind of just, you know, push the, get the goal to drop in, get the prize to drop in, and get it. I always found that funny. It's like, alright, we don't want to see you kind of spiral any further, so here, just take it. You kind of feel like you probably earned it by this point, right? Oh, I got another achievement. Oh, there we go. Game over. Surprisingly long-lasting for that. The pity vote, right? It basically is a pity. You have like a bunch of draws, right? You hit the draw threshold and then you get the spark, right? You get the spark for one of the prizes within the machine. It kind of works like that. Won a Tails plush in an arcade grabber on holiday this year. Ooh, nice. On the flip side, if you do manage to kind of beat the odds and get the prize, you know, by having the claw drop it into the hole, that's pretty satisfying in its own right. Or, you know, maybe you can be like, ah, yes, luck has smiled upon me this day. Dang it. I probably could have threaded the needle there, but fortunately I didn't. I have the OG Tails and Sonic plushies from '92. Oh man. I'm sure they've seen a lot of love. I've certainly had plushies that I've, you know, kind of used a lot way back in the day, cuddled them and stuff, and like even back then, you can kind of see the wear and tear on them. The fact that they slowly lose their stuffing, become a bit more worn down, a bit less fluffy. But that's how you know someone really, really loved them, right? Ah, dang. I should probably stop, like, shooting those scorpions. I feel like, the fact that they turn the mushrooms into poison shrooms is, like, a bit more of a benefit, because then the centipedes just, like, fall down, and I can kind of line up and just, completely smoke them. But as you can see, this is like how the game handles its escalation. Each time you shoot a centipede, it turns into a mushroom, which is like a thing that sort of blocks the paths of future centipedes. And, you know, they have a shorter amount of time to get to the bottom, and that means there will be more of them kind of just roaming around in the play area, which gives them more opportunities to take you out, so. Ah, and we're in ad mode. Enjoy your ads. Or get something to eat and drink. Either one is fine. Gonna be curtains soon enough. I have to admit, I'm not doing like too much strategizing or trying to play sharpshooter here. I'm just holding the A button to fire. It's like if it gets something, great, and if it doesn't, well, there's always the next shot, right? Oh, Got a little overconfident there. Oof, I didn't even get close to my first run score. Let's give it another go, shall we? Welcome back from ads, everyone. I hope you got some good ones, or you were able to get what you needed during the break. Oh, shouldn't have stayed there. And the pair of Sega sunglasses I got on the bus. That's always fun when you just, like, inadvertently win a prize, too. It's like, wait, you just... I actually got something? Pretty fun when that happens. Good to be back. That is good to hear. In any case, the other thing that sort of drew me to this game is because, I want to say back in the day, and like when Xbox Live Arcade was a thing, there was like a bit of a small trend of people like making sort of these neon field remakes of old classic arcade games in sort of this style. And I always thought that was like pretty cool, right? Just a great way to kind of update a arcade classic, and the Atari Recharge like sort of line of games kind of hits upon that, right? And they managed to do a pretty bang-up job of it too, right? You get the classic arcade game for your nostalgia pleasures, remixed version, and then you know, several different ways to approach it too, right? Right, it's not just like classic and the updated version, but they also have classic and updated kind of just like mixed together. Granted, it's not that hard to do, I imagine, but still, they put it in there. I imagine the omission of such a mode might have been noticed. Remember games like Tempest? Do I ever? It's kind of pretty neat what people were able to do with a much more limited tech, right? You get games like these that have just you know, a lot of things going on, and then things like Tempest that try to do something cool with the graphics too, right? Like how Tempest is the one where you're like in a tunnel, right? They try to do something like that, give a sort of a pseudo 3D effect to the best of their ability, and that's pretty cool. Gotta hand it to them for what they can do. Or, you know, you might get other games like Asteroids, where they have to spawn new entities after you destroy the initial ones, or something like those adventure games that just, like, you know, are straight up like full on, hey, explore the map, bring items to places, and try to beat the game that way. Right? They were trying some stuff out there. Lots of ideas. Certainly a lot of ambition too. Or, you know, they'll try to take something like based in the real world, like racing or tennis or baseball, and try to kind of represent it in a video game to the best of their ability. Right? Stuff like pole position and you know, all the assorted sports games and track and field and all that. Also impressive in its own right. Pretty cool. Pretty cool when you kind of look back and see what they had to work with and how much they managed to kind of, you know, bring out with the hardware they had. Oh. Ah, man, I was so close to 20,000. Ah, well. A lot better than my previous run, so hey. Okay. Well, we had some bread, we've had some eggs, now why don't we try some breaded eggs? Let's do classic recharged. I'm sure this is like pretty much recharged, but now you have 3 lives. Shoot spiders for power-ups. You know, if the spiders would appear. I wonder if that is, has certain triggers attached to it too, right? Like they only appear on certain point thresholds or something like that. I imagine it's like the virtue of power-ups that makes them escalate this way more quickly. OMG, track and fielders are responsible for so many carpal tunnel injuries. Tap those A and B buttons like your life depended on it. Oh man. I knew a person who actually picked up, like the floor mat, I think, for one of those track and field games. It was kind of interesting to watch. It's like you imagine someone was trying to really try to give it that sort of, you know, real-world feel to it, as best they could. Still ended up being pretty jank, ultimately. Because it essentially amounted to just, like, having a controller, but you know, it was in pad form. So yeah, instead of like just pressing A and B repeatedly on the controller, you would just be stamping your feet on the A and B pads. And I'm guessing those pads probably didn't last very long, to be honest. An early version of those DDR mats, oh my god. You know, I knew a friend who was super into DDR for a while, and yeah, he definitely got those floor mats for home, and actually did some DIY to it too. So he would like attach the mat to like a wooden boards to have more support and all that. It was pretty fun because whenever I would have like a birthday party, he would bring along like a DDR game, and he would have his parents just like you know, carry one of the wooden DDR mats over, and we'd have ourselves a time with that. It was a fun time. Do you have any sort of like rhythm game related memories? Maybe not like necessarily with DDR, but with other games of its ilk. My friend also got into like a bunch of other rhythm games. He would play games like Poppin' Music too. That was the one other rhythm game he got like a kind of a custom controller for. It was pretty cool. Ah, dang. Scored 20,000 points on that life though. It's kind of wild. I got roped into Just Dance by my stepdaughters when I was in the US. Ah, Just Dance. This is kind of like the big thing these days, isn't it? Sort of the dancing games where maybe you don't need an external peripheral. You just need a smartphone or, you know, something that you'll probably already have on hand. Ah, I couldn't quite get that railgun to work out. Ah, well. Two left paws here, so you can imagine. Ah, yeah, understandable. Oh, now we just got bombs, right? Okay, yeah. I like how they set it up, so you don't have to use it right away, but, you know, at the moment where you need it... Ah, nuts. Okay. Oh, wait. Do you also get extra lives depending on how many points you get? Also, I'm just getting achievements left and right. Another arcade convention. If you manage to score a certain number of points, or like every number of points you score, you get another try. A way to extend your game, and I guess encourage kind of like getting good at it. Although I think that might be the thing that kind of I think TV Tropes calls it unstable equilibrium. Because, you know, if you're like good at the game, you're gonna rack up a bunch of lives, and you're gonna be able to play for quite a while. But maybe if you're not someone who's exactly too great at it, you're not gonna score that many points, and you're not gonna be able to play as long. But I suppose the corollary there would be, you know, your skills will eventually develop. They will get better, and you will reach a point where you can play for a while and score mondo points. There was always that one kid that would have a group around them at a cabinet as they watch. Oh yeah, the one super cracked player, right? You're just like trying to watch over the shoulder and just seeing them do the craziest moves imaginable and just landing like, you know, 95% of their shots and just going absolutely ham. And just like, oh man. Spell it cracked. I suppose there's a danger to having too many of those poison shrooms out there, because that means a lot more centipedes will just immediately crowd into your play area and give you less room to maneuver. Ah! Probably should have stayed on the other side. Just let them kind of let the mushrooms just knock them back and forth. Or if you had like a fighting game at an arcade, right? You had like one person face off against the other, and you just like see them kind of take each other on. You're going ooh ah as they're beating each other up. And of course, if the machine has you know, the winner stays on for another round, then all the more reason to kind of be good at it, right? Those were proper events. Yes, I bet they were. I'm sure there were like many an arcade tournament revolved around them, as there were for rhythm games. Ah! Something to note. Maybe don't stay in one place if there's a centipede charging at you. Right? If you smack into the bottom, then maybe it's a good time to kind of step aside. You've done what you can. Right, times like these, a sideways shot power-up might not be great in like other instances, but here it's a bit of a godsend, you can imagine. Then again, spread shots still goat. Especially since they follow the same rapid-fire rules that the regular projectile does, so you just like get up close to an enemy, you can really wipe them out. And thus esports was born. Yeah, true that. Whole F fighting game community thing, kind of born out of those arcade days. Gotta appreciate him for that. It's always nice when something like kind of naturally naturally gets set into motion due to things, right? Things like the fighting game esports scene, or you know, Smash, or I guess like competitive first-person shooters in a sense, right? It's wild to think about their humble beginnings and everything. Amazing how much prize money is at those events. Oh yeah, there's that too. Eventually, it kind of grows into something prestigious, or at least something that has a lot more weight attached to it. Up, there we go. Well, it's a lot more. That's a much higher score than my other modes, but you know, with all the different rules, I can't tell. That's just good in general. Let's check out the world leaderboard. Oh, failed to load. Oh no, did they take the leaderboards offline? Bit of a bummer. Let's give it another go, though. Good to see the top name at that is a fursuiter. Oh, Sonic Fox? Yeah. They're pretty cool. Also like how they just... Their clapback game is on point, too. They do what they do, and they don't care what anyone else thinks about them. That's about as much as people would hope for, right? Let you be you. Honestly, I think the other fun part about Evo is, the fighting games usually have big announcements there. So, it's always fun to kind of look for those, too. As much as I enjoy the fighting games portion, it's fun seeing, what else the companies have in store for you. I think it was at Evo where Capcom announced that Terry and Mai were going to be in Street Fighter 6, right? They put out a trailer for Terry, like, not too long ago. Oh wait, no, I think we talked about it, but man. Seems like they did Terry right. From the looks of it. And the way his victory pose just amps up his hat toss. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. It's not enough to just have a hat toss now. You gotta have stuff exploding around you. That's how big this hat toss is. Ah. Now I'm just vibing. We're just chilling out to this soundtrack while you know, keeping our lawn safe. I guess this is like one of the other fun things about these video games of old. 9 times out of 10, they usually had no sort of associated plot with them. Like, why are you this nondescript, you know, like turret here fending off a whole host of giant bugs? I'm not sure if the instruction manual ever gave you a proper plot, but it's always fun to imagine what they might be doing. Like, something with asteroids, you can kind of maybe intuit that a bit more, but Centipede is like a bit more abstract. Well, maybe not that abstract, but still. Okay, maybe it is, because you're shooting a centipede and it turns into a mushroom. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I shot a centipede in real life, it probably wouldn't turn into a mushroom. I don't know, just saying. No big fancy story that gets more and more convoluted with every sequel. That's true, yeah. The problem with like kind of like maintaining a continuity, sometimes it kind of folds in and of itself. Granted, there are some series that seem to be doing well with it, like I don't know, I hear a lot of people heap tons of praise for Legend of Heroes Trails series, and that's like one of those series where people will say, yeah, no, you gotta start from like the very, very start to kind of sort of get everything. And yes, these are book stoppers of games, but you will be better off for it. Which is like, I get it. I absolutely get it, but still. That's a lot to ask for. And if they run into issues, they just retcon stuff. Or, oh yeah. Or, you know, they'll try to explain it in a way that lets them walk it back, which I guess is a retcon in a way. Oh, wow, I did not last nearly as long that time. Oof. Well, alright, so they have another section here, right? In addition to the arcade, which is just, hey, this is pure Centipede in several different forms. They also have challenges, and I'm a little curious about these. I'm gonna check them out. Several different styles. Okay. Alright, so they're exactly what you think they are. Just like little bite-sized snippets of the game that kind of task you with doing a thing, right? This one is 5,000 points. Get 5,000 points. Okay. And they have a timer and everything, so they're kind of rating you on how quickly you're able to reach it. I have to wonder if there's still RNG involved with this, or if there's like a very set pattern to this. Like if you play this long enough, are you able to kind of figure out an optimal play for this? Because I feel like the optimal play here would be get spread shot, go ham. Right, just try to get as many power-ups as you can, because they kind of let you, you know, do all the mass kills and get you a ton of points. On another note, I do appreciate that this game still maintains, like, you know, a relatively low point amounts, right? You're not sitting here getting, like, oodles and oodles of points. It's like, you know, 10, 20 at a time. It's nice. It keeps things small. And, you know, points are arbitrary anyway, as Whose Line loves to put it. The points don't matter. Really there to kind of just let you flex on others, right? Oh, there we go. Challenge completed. Oh, I didn't mean to retry. I wanted to quit. Okay. So you have, like, always have 3 available to you, and as you complete one, the next one will open up. I wonder how many of these they have. Okay, let's go destroy 45 mushrooms. Also, why is this called Trap? Oh, is it called Trap because we're kind of, like, stuck in here and the centipedes will, eventually kind of box us in if we're not careful? Okay, so it's like the front-facing weapon that kind of... Oops. Dang! I had 34 of them! Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, if I hit a mushroom just like super up close, I get massive rapid fire. Oh, there we go. Was that a motorbike I just heard? It was a something. Someone with a very loud engine. Bomberman! Kill 40 enemies with bombs. Okay, I should probably be less careless with them. Nice thing about the bomb is that there's a whole group of them, so if you can catch an enemy in the cluster, you usually get a decent amount of kills with them. There we go, another challenge completed. The indirect approach. Kill 20 scorpions. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I see how this works. So I need to use the mirror power-up to shoot the scorpions, because the rocks will otherwise kind of block my path. Along with these cursed centipedes. Okay, this is pretty neat. I can appreciate these challenges with the way they, you know, just like put twists on the gameplay. Like, oh, hey, here's a unique way to kind of utilize everything. Right, you kind of pay attention to both spots. You gotta spot the spiders to get the power up and keep your eye on the top too, so you shoot the scorpions. Up here. Wilderness, reach 3,500 score. Don't destroy poison mushrooms. Oh boy. And these are the kind of missions that always throw me. The ones that have some sort of extra stipulation attached to them. At the very least, the like clusters of poison mushrooms have an extra mushroom barrier on them, so you can kind of, you know, you have a little bit of a leeway there. Obviously, you still want to be selective with your shots, but also I'm kind of hoping that this mode doesn't have like explosive power-ups or anything like that. Because that would be an absolute bust for me, to be honest. Oh, hey, it's Matrix time! Wow. Insert Matrix music here. I don't know, Mona Lisa Overdrive or something like that. Always enjoy when a game has challenges, right? Like an additional remix to the game. That isn't just like, you know, an alternate play mode or something like that. Something like this that kind of forces you to change the way you approach the game. Makes you kind of have to revise your strategy to handle the new situation that you're in now. Why do I get ghosts? I feel like ghosts should be the last thing. Oh! Yeah! Managed to nail that one in time. Max Payne bullet time! It kind of was like that, wasn't it? Flea extermination. Kill 35 fleas. Okay, so that's what they are. Fleas. So I gotta take out 35 of them. We might be here for a while, y'all. Then again, they are dropping fleas fairly frequently, so... There, that should give us a lot of breathing room. I do like how this version of Centipede does kind of telegraph where the enemies will show up. So you see like that blue glow on the top, lets you know the flea's coming, or you see like a green glow and that's like, oh, new Centipede. Okay. Like any good challenge, they start accelerating things. Like, okay, we've had one flea like every few seconds, now here's a flea every time you kill a flea, a new flea drops. Have fun with that. It is a bit of a double-edged sword, though. Right, when you're retrying the challenge to try to clear it, it starts making those beginning moments feel very slow by comparison. Just like waiting for it to kind of get up to that accelerated moment once again. We didn't need to do that. We managed to clear that one in one go. The spider invasion. Survive for 120 seconds. Oh, I can still fight back, though. Alright, so this has been more of a score attack. Of course, they are dropping a lot of spiders. I've assumed they will be dropping a whole lot more spiders as time goes on. Because I gotta sit here for like, I gotta juke these spiders for like 2 minutes. On the other hand, if every spider like drops a orbiting shield, this might not be so bad. Although, will it reach the point where not even the orbiting shield will kind of defend me from the spiders? I guess we'll find out. Or, you know, there's that other danger, you just might end up running into a spider that suddenly appeared. That's what happens when you get overconfident. You know what they say about overconfidence? It is a slow and insidious killer. Kinda makes me think quest mode in Bejeweled 3 with all the challenge game modes. Oh yeah! You just reminded me of Bejeweled 3. That was kind of pretty cool how they remixed like the way you play Bejeweled in those modes. I think my favorite rendition of that would have to be Puzzle Quest. And specifically Puzzle Quest 1, because that has like the, you know, the Bejeweled format of swap jewels on grid to get 3 in a row, but they did more than just like, I really need to stop just like smacking into the edge there, because that is all, that's what causes my downfall. My all-time fave is Diamond Mine. That and Time Bomb. I like the one with the butterflies. Oh yeah, butterflies. You need such strategy, yeah. You have to plan moves in advance, right? So those butterflies are gonna keep going up, and you have to try to anticipate where they'll be and make your matches so that you know, you can line them up and take them out when you can. I can get that it might be a bit too cerebral for some people's tastes, but I personally dug it. Yeah, I think Bejeweled 3 had like 9-ish modes overall, I want to say. It's like pretty cool how they managed to spin so much out of a simple kind of like a match 2 concept, right? Or kind of like a 8x8 grid match 3 concept. If you're lucky enough, get an Annihilator, yeah. Probably shouldn't pick up all of the orbiting shields, just get like one of them. As far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be a time limit on how long power-ups last on the field. They will stay there until you collect them. Granted, that might not be the case, I could be wrong, but for the most part, I should probably just like keep them there. And they get pushed out of the way too, that's pretty cool. If like something else spawns, they will make room. Very polite power-ups they are. There we go, 2 minutes. 2 minutes completed. That was the first one I had to retry. Oh, and now they want me to kill 50 spiders, okay. Time to take our revenge. They have accosted us for far too long, and now we must repay them in kind. Okay, so they all drop side attacks. I can appreciate that, because, you know, the spiders will be appearing from the sides. A bit like Tekken mixed things up with Tekken Force, Bowling, and then 3 Volleyball. Oh yeah! Probably a reason why Tekken 3 is one of the beloved games in the Tekken series. Because they had all the crazy side modes attached to it. Probably a reason why those modes tend to get revisited in future Tekken games as well. I don't think I've seen any future Tekken Force modes get as well received as you know, the 1 and 3 did. Probably for a reason. People will remember the original the fondest, right? Even if the future titles or future version of that mode are refined in some way or another. People kind of like the original, jank and all. Always gonna be those that say, good, but not as good as the OG. That is true. Ah, man. I steered a bit too far there. Steered a bit too far. This one's like a bit more challenging because it's not just the spiders you have to deal with, it's also, you know, just like the rest of the regular Centipede entourage. And they will come into your place and kind of ruin your day if you let them. Also the progression of things, like later challenges are naturally going to be more challenging than early ones, right? Like, just ease you into the adventure, and then now it's like, alright, you got the idea that we're gonna be remixing things? Good, now we're gonna start throwing some harder stuff at you. One reason that I hate when films will do a remaster and redub, the sound effects and stuff, they just sound terrible. It is unfortunate when they can't pull it off with aplomb. I remember when the Star Wars remasters came out. I'm not like talking like anything current, but like a while ago. I remember when what was it? One of the Star Wars collections actually added a new scene with Jabba the Hutt actually moving. Which they didn't do in the original because, you know, they were using practical effects and it wasn't practical to have Jabba move. But everyone thought that was like a kind of a weird thing to add because probably didn't add too much. Or like when, I think it was Return of the Jedi. When they had that one recording that with Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like, the original version had like a very different look for Anakin, but when Hayden Christensen kind of became, you know, what Anakin looked like, they went and kind of digitally swapped out the original guy for Hayden, right? Like, I get wanting to maintain continuity, but oof. That's gotta be rough. For the original fella, at least. A clear path. Okay, given the way the picture looks, I'm gonna have to assume this is gonna be all railguns. Are they all gonna come down the center? Because if they are, then I should probably just aim my railgun there, right? Try to take out the scorpions too. Last thing I need is centipedes ruining my day. Let me at that bomb. There we go. Ooh, hey, there we go. On a side note, a paw high five to whoever did the soundtrack. It's a total bop. It's the kind of soundtrack you would want for a game with this kind of aesthetic, right? Bit of the chill electronic vibe to it to kind of fit the, you know, the sort of neon 3D-ish vector look that they're going for here. Super Centipede, and I gotta defeat 100 of them. So I have to assume that means like 100 centipede sections, right? Yeah. Also, I probably should have saved that side shot. Oh, okay. Is it just gonna be like one continuous centipede? We just gotta take them out as fast as humanly possible? Or is it like exactly 100 centipede sections and I gotta shoot all of them? Okay, this one's fun. At least in concept. I appreciate this one so much. Sometimes you just gotta put something in there for, like, oh yeah, we can do this, right? 100 section centipede, why not? Yeah, literally a centipede, right? Well, no, centipedes have 100 legs, not 100 sections. Never mind. Oh, snap! Don't kill a centipede. Survive for 90 seconds. Don't kill centipedes. Everything else is fair game, though. Lots of scorpions up here to kind of just, like, tempt you into shooting, right? It's like, oh man, look at these points that you can get. But, man, remember, don't shoot the centipede. I guess that's what the time slowdown is for, so you can get your hour of power and shoot up those scorpions. Don't get too itchy with that trigger finger. I didn't realize these scorpions were like worth 1,000 points. Chill synthwave style. It sure is. It's definitely got that feel to it. Right, you got the grid, you got the sort of kind of pulsating neon, wavy neon. Alright, 5 more seconds. Boom! Okay, I enjoyed that one. Again, a twist to the gameplay. Every other game, you're like, yes, destroy the centipedes, and this one is like, no, don't destroy the centipedes. 4 chances, reach 6,000 score. I'm assuming 4 chances means you got 4 bombs that give you 4 opportunities to kind of get the mass kill for big points and clear this challenge super quick. Or is it like 4 waves of fleas are gonna drop, and that's as long as you get to reach your score target. Wow. 30 seconds on the dot. What are the odds of that? Scorpion extermination. Kill 20 scorpions. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to play a bit of a shooting gallery here. Very limited window with which to shoot the scorpions in. Oh hey, but we got mirror mode, so this will be a little better. come at me, bro. Ooh, rapid fire ain't too bad either. Bullet trail looks nice, if nothing else. I wonder if that's like just a fancy multi-shot or something. Maybe a bit more of a sustained thing, so, so, you know, even if you missed the initial shot, maybe the trail will catch the enemy in its tracks. Ooh, oh man. Ah, nuts! Why did I go for the flea? The flea does nothing for me, except maybe I guess stop mushrooms before they block me, but... Why do fleas drop mushrooms anyway? That breaking enemies right there, I can just imagine them off screen going, "Oh crap, we missed our cue, let's get out there!" Should probably also take out that center shroom. Another window with which I can blast the bugs. Yeah, the scorpions come in frequently enough that you kind of want to try to take them out, because it's going to be a while till the next one, so... Blah. Ah, you ain't getting away that easy. Ah, spread shot, my beloved. I feel like in most games you can't get much better than a spread shot. The fact that it lets you kind of manage crowds of enemies so much more easily, it's always a godsend, right? Imagine, you know, obviously in Contra, spread shot, pretty much the power-up you want to go for. Does Metal Slug have like a spread shot weapon? Explosive Specialist. Oh, now we have to kill 42 enemies with bombs. Why 42? Is this like a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in some way? Is Explosive Specialist like a thing that they do in that game? Or that series? I'm glad the bombs don't hurt me. Oh, we're gonna like leave that cluster there, wait for the centipedes to come to it, and then we will blow them all sky high. Oh, there's another one. What is the blast radius of these things anyway? Uh-oh. Okay, I just need like one more spider to show up with some bombs. Oh my god. Has to be over here with all the centipedes kind of crawling around. Okay, I can work with this. Yeah! We win these! Moment of peace. Destroy 100 mushrooms. Is that all they gotta do? Alright. Or I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, just like kind of go over here when you got nothing better to do. Call it moment of peace, and yet we gotta deal with these centipedes. What's up with that? Although I wonder if those are the only centipedes that'll show up. Like, probably pretty good now, right? Okay, we got this. Yeah! Maybe a little longer than it should have been, but hey. Hinterland! Another don't destroy poison mushrooms challenge, alright. Rapid fire! I can see how this would be a bit more challenging, because now you got the bullet trail, and you shoot those in the wrong spot, you're probably gonna blow up a poison mushroom, and that's going to be challenge failed. Oh. Like there. Like there. Bah! They just immediately like, nope, you're done. Boom, just like kick you to game over. Damn. Would've been pretty funny if they just like zoomed in on the mushroom you destroyed and then they serve you up the game over. That's like how they zoom in on the point where you blew up, right? If you lose your last life and you died, and they just zoom in at that spot and they're like, yeah, this is where it all ended. I can't imagine these modes having like spread shots, because boy howdy, that would make you gotta be extremely careful with taking out you know, enemies with that regard. I also like how Ghost is the smart bomb equivalent in this game. Makes all the enemies just peace out. They're like, nah, I ain't dealing with this anymore. You can go. We'll send out some new folks. It makes me wonder if there's like a soundtrack for this game out. Like, can I purchase the Atari Recharge soundtracks, because probably got some. There's some good tunes in here. I can appreciate that the backs of the mushrooms have like the rocks on them, so if you get something like the mirror power up, you don't have to worry as much about, you know, worrying about your shots that way. Off screen, and they tag in their friends. Yeah, there we go. That's how they do it. You just like go, the other centipede, you get in here, do your thing. You know, if I were better at this game, I'd probably just shoot a lot of those fleas and clear out that challenge much more quickly. Behind the wall, kill 60 centipedes. Huh. That'd be a bit of a shooting gallery. Oh, of course, it's the railgun. Okay, I enjoy this one. Kinda really lets you get good with the power-up. It's pretty cool. Dang it! Killed that spider so far inside that they didn't drop their railgun for me. Oh, snap! They hit the poison shroom and they just, like, go right through the rocks. Damn, okay. So you're not completely safe. Ah, but I did take out the poison shroom, so I have to assume I am safe now. I can take out these centipedes with impunity. Doesn't look like they spawn scorpions, or... Okay, they just, like, work their way around the rocks. They don't go back up. Huh. You just... The rocks are there to just, like, stop you from directly shooting them if they're far up enough. Swarm! So I'm guessing this will be like a bunch of mini centipedes. Double the bullets, double the fun. I forget how the rest of the jingle goes. Double mint gum. Remember when commercials had like jingles like those? Like you reach the end of the commercial and then they sing their little tune. Kinda get it stuck in your head. It's a forgotten art. Yeah, I feel like... Or maybe it's like just the stuff I see, but... They don't do, like, jingles anymore. It's more just, like, really, really short catchphrases. Like, some sort of terminology they try to associate with them. Right? Things like Dunkin' Run and, I guess, Target Run. Or meal deal, or dollar value menu. I guess you could call it like an evolved jingle. Ugh, this is the worst. You get caught in a line of bombs and are unable to move. Ah, there we go. It's always those, like, extra bugs that you gotta watch out for. You gotta look out for because they will give you the points. The Mondo points. Alright, kill 25 scorpions, okay. So we're just gonna, like, repeat challenge types now, but just, like, slowly raise the requirements. I guess it's, like, slightly different in the way it's laid out, too, so... Oh, now we got centipedes as well. Okay, so it's not like the older challenges, they are adding some more wrinkles to it. One of our most famous was for instant mashed potatoes. For mash, get smash! Huh. They tend to rhyme on the dime, don't they? And the shaken vac woman with her song. You just reminded me of Rice-A-Roni. That one has stuck with me for some reason. Rice-A-Roni. It's a San Francisco treat. I don't even know if that's true or not. It just stuck with me. Beachhead. 7,200 points. Okay, so it's like all fleas all the time, so... Score target seems high, but it really isn't. Dang it! Let's give that another go. Dang it! Times 2. You know what you say, third time's the charm. I should have saved that spread shot for when all the fleas came out. Oh, we're in ad mode, so I will talk soon. Hey, that time slowdown really came in handy there. Mycophagist. I think Myco is like dealing with mushrooms, so I gotta destroy 90 of them. We are dealing with extra long centipede. Remember, it's not the centipedes I'm after, it's their mushrooms they produce, or they leave behind. I wonder if that's it for centipedes now. I just have the... Oh, nope, there's another one. Might as well take them out anyway. They're gonna be a hindrance to me wiping out future ones. Oh, welcome back from Adland, everyone. For Flash Cleaner, they used Queen's Flash Gordon theme, but used lyrics about the cleaner. You know, this reminds me of like a really, really old commercial. It was like for some sort of nachos, and they used, why can't I remember the group name now? But, they used their song Macho Man, but instead changed it so that it was Nacho Man. Get it? Get it? You know, all sorts of other repurposed pop songs like that. Village People! Yes! That's who they are. I don't know why I couldn't remember their name at the moment. Demolition Expert. Now we gotta kill 50 enemies with bombs. Alright, we're ramping it up here. Blah. Getting a centipede in a blast is like kind of like the biggest boon you could have. Is there a poison mushroom up there or something? They were all kind of like charging down rather aggressively. Blah. Sings in the Navy, where you can sail the 7 seas. I remember that song as well. Probably would help if I didn't, like, smack into the fleas all the time. This is probably the one mode where I might want to be more selective with my shots. Dang it! Or maybe I should keep shooting, because the fleas will be dropping lots of mushrooms, so... Maybe it would be more imperative for me to just, like, keep shooting them. Okay, this one is quite the escalation, to be honest. Ah, caught him too late. Each time. Where in the world did the poison mushrooms show up? Seriously. Alright, I might actually move on. The Ancient Centipede. Kill 100 centipedes. So will this be like an infinite centipede? The other one was like an extra long centipede. Oh, no. It's just that everything is positioned in a way that the centipede will reach your play area much more quickly. Once again, exactly 100 centipede sections for you to blast. The flea invasion survived for 80 seconds. But I can still shoot back. So is it just gonna be fleas, or will centipedes eventually show up? a little bit worried with those poison mushrooms up there. Also, why is it that the spiders get to climb over the rocks? That's not fair. I want your power-ups, man. Give me your power-up. There we go. Okay, I like how time slowdown doesn't also slow down the timer. That would be supremely annoying. You can certainly see how this escalates, though, right? The more fleas get by, the more mushrooms appear on the field, the less maneuvering room you have, and then the fleas might eventually get you. Gah! Why did I do that? I was close to clearing it. I could have had it all. And I went there for some reason. Something tells me I should probably save those spread shots, though. Save it for, like, close to the end when I need to kind of give myself a lot of breathing room. Alright, we'll save those spread shot power-ups for later. Or should I use one now? Maybe I should use one now to kind of take out this mushroom barrier. Another go. Why is this one giving me so much trouble? Should be pretty simple to clear. It's just fleas, man. Then again, fleas tend to be pretty bothersome. In real life anyway, right? Imagine your pet just like gets fleas all of a sudden and then you gotta worry about, oh no, what other furniture slash clothes have the fleas gotten into? Hopefully it didn't get very far and you gotta go kind of, you know, wash everything out, maybe use some special, give them special treatment. You might have to end up throwing some things away because they might be beyond saving, which really sucks if it is one of your favorite things. There's always that one level where you hit the wall after so many tries, yeah. Right, like what TV Tropes calls that one level. The one level that just is a spike in difficulty compared to what you usually encounter in that section of the game. I don't think this is the one, though. I feel like this is more of just me being careless than anything. Like, imagine someone who's able to, like, better focus would be able to get past this no problem. Kill 40 scorpions. Okay, so what sort of twist will we have this time? Why is it called Vise? Vises are scary, man. I mean, they're useful, but, you know, make sure you don't get a body part caught in them. But you'd have to be going out of your way to get a body part caught in them, so, yeah. Oh, this one doesn't seem too bad. Like, the rocks are set up in a way to get the centipedes down to your place pretty quickly, but you do have the bullet trail power-up, so you're kind of able to take them out pretty fast. Unless this challenge does escalate, but we're kind of like 27 scorpions in, and haven't quite gotten there yet. There might be more scorpions coming out, but easy to get fingers trapped in them if you're not paying attention. Yeah, that's true. Alright, what's next? vtuberens. 4,000 score, don't destroy poison mushrooms. Okay. They're all on the right. So if I stay over here, then I should be fine, right? I'm gonna guess all those spiders will show up here, though. I have one on my workbench, and I've caught myself in it a few times. Ooh, ouch. Can't imagine that being a very pleasant feeling. I was gonna say, is it all time slowdown power-ups this challenge? But nah, they got other stuff. They got other stuff. Oh man, the fact that you can't destroy the shrooms means you gotta deal with the centipedes just kind of like getting all up in your face. Oh dear. Okay, maybe I'll stop going over there. Only go over there when absolutely necessary. Let the centipedes come down. They can occupy this space for a little bit. Oh, fleas too. Alright, that was extremely dangerous. Whew, alright. I got through somehow. Volcano. Kill 80 centipedes. Ah, I see what they did there. Haha, nice. Too bad we can't blow up the rocks. Can't stop the rock. Can't stop the rock. Oh my god, what the heck? Those rocks are set up in a way that the centipede just comes straight down once they hit the rock area. Bruh. Hey spider, there we go. Spread shot. This is kind of what I need right now. Seriously, why are the bombs programmed to kind of spawn up there? I get what they're going for there, right? Haha, volcano erupt, but bit too careless there, to be honest. Man, spread shot. This burst has a short range. It's a little unfortunate. See, this is more like it. Slower escalation of centipedes just like coming in to invade your space. Seriously, this is Centipede, not Space Invaders. That's a completely different game. Also, if I remember correctly, Space Invaders is Activision, right? There we go. Taito! Okay. Line of Death. I'm assuming this is a railgun challenge. If I were any better, I probably could have shot more of those fleas, got more points. Okay, got a good number of fleas there. Don't want them to run away. You want them to hang around so you can kind of extract the points from them. Alright, just need 10 more. There we go. Wouldn't it have been funny if I failed out of that challenge with 10 points to go? Don't kill a scorpion. Destroy 50 poison mushrooms. Don't kill a scorpion. Okay. This'll be interesting. Oh. This'll be like one of those things where I have to be extremely careful with where I shoot, because those scorpions, I imagine will be coming by fairly frequently. Oh. It's like, let them pass, let them pass. That's like how you're walking down the street and, you know, someone's like sweeping the sidewalk or something, but they stop as you're going by so that you can let them through. I feel like I'm doing that, right? I'm cleaning out these poison mushrooms, and the scorpion's like coming down the sidewalk. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop for a moment so you can kind of get at them. Dang it! Just one stray shot. Okay, we're gonna leave that one alone. Holiday Spirit reached 10,001 score. Is there a significance between the number 10,000? That was pretty quick, though. Especially when the scorpions came out. Poison centipede. Destroy 85 mushrooms. Don't kill a centipede. Okay. This one will probably be challenging. Also, no poison mushrooms to start. Oh, wait, no. It's just destroy mushrooms, not poison mushrooms. Alright. Got it. Hopefully it's just the one. Okay, there's more centipedes. Yeah, this will be interesting. Ah! Oh my god, they gave me the sideways shot? What the heck? Okay, I think I might have hit the upper limit of these challenges, but good golly, how many of these challenges are there? Kinda cool, though. I have plenty of different concepts to play around with. I think, yeah, that was pretty neat. Eventually it's gonna loop around itself. I'm curious as to what that final challenge is. Okay. How's about we do, one more run for the road. Do another classic recharge and see how far we can get. Given everything we've learned within the challenges, can we beat our previous personal best of, like, 70,000 points? When the centipedes come down, they look like little stick figure drawing. I guess they kind of do, don't they? Were you the type of person to do like a lot of stick figure stuff as a kid? I kinda sorta played around with, like, stick figure drawings back in the day. Didn't do too much with them, though. Most of the time, I was just, like, drawing out levels for fictional video games in my head. Ah, man, if I could just, like, get more of those scorpions, I feel like I'd really get my score to sort of skyrocket. Oh! Okay, so the power-ups do disappear. I just saw one kind of vanish. Noted. Probably making things too easy if you could stock them. Maybe that's a thing for arcade. They disappear after a while, but in challenge modes they persist. Dang it. I saw that centipede coming at me, but I didn't steer away from it. Before I could draw properly, yes, my exercise books were covered in doodles. I tend to draw stick figures when I'm on the phone, and I've tuned out what the other person is saying. Ah, you're an artist, huh? That's pretty cool. I mean, you can see the pipeline though, right? It's like you start drawing stick figure scenes, and you're like, oh man, I wanna kind of improve my skills, and you work from there. Ah! I could have easily avoided that if I hadn't gotten caught on those mushrooms. I used to be, yeah, I had a big folder full of characters I created and vehicles and stuff. Whoa! Fun times. Man, that's gotta be the cool part about being an artist. You can kind of conceptualize things yourself. God, all these mushrooms in my play area, it's getting to me. Ah! My thing in high school was designing guitars. Ah, I see. That's a good opportunity to really flex your art skills right there. I don't know if it was in the original Centipede or not, but I do like how Centipedes, like, kind of going straight to the bottom are flashing, just to let you know that they're coming for you. So pay attention to them. They're an immediate threat. And will be a persistent threat afterwards. Just let me add this spider. There we go. Ah, it's just rapid fire. Ah well, still let me clear things out, so I can't complain too much. Most of my characters were for the fighting game I had in my head. Ah! You know, I had like a bunch of characters in my head too, although they were for more like a fictional RPG series that was, again, in my head. Part of me wonders if I could perhaps repurpose some of those characters to be, like, part of a lore thing, though. Wouldn't be anything too intense, but it would just give me an excuse to actually, bring them to fruition. Like a Final Fantasy-style RPG? I'd say maybe this one was, like, more along the lines of, perhaps Arc the Lad or Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. It was more of a, like a sort of a, you know, not everyone's standing in the line, but everyone's on a field. You could move them around and tell them to do attacks and aim where there's attacks would land and stuff. I felt like that was like a natural evolution of the way RPGs worked, right? Like, not only do you have to worry about when to use a thing, you also have to worry about where to use a thing. But as with most ideas in my head, it didn't get too much further than that. But again, I could perhaps repurpose some of those characters in other contexts. Be interesting to see the concept for that. Just to figure out the whole design doc and everything. Bah! I could have dodged that. Oh! Pretty close. I was pretty close to my first run score there. 5,000 points off, but you know, pretty noble endeavor. I don't get to draw that much these days. Oh, you know what? I can see that, yeah. It is unfortunate when, you know, your creative pursuits kind of are hampered by other factors like needing to work to have money or needing to sustain yourself, so you know, find food, make food, or I guess sleep, or maybe time for other forms of recreation too, right? Not just draw, but maybe go out, walk, play games, hang out, watch TV, whatever else, right? It's only so much time in a day. Man, if only we had like more time. If only we could like just enter some sort of hyperbolic time chamber and do what we need to do or what we want to do for as long as we want, and then, I don't know, do something else. But that's not how the world works, unfortunately, so you just gotta make do with what you got. Well, in any case, speaking of time, that's been about 2 hours of Centipede Recharge. I think we've kind of gone through a lot of this, right? There is a co-op mode, so you can get another player into this. Looks like it might be couch. I don't think it's online or anything, but... Oh yeah, a whole section for achievements. I feel like this was also a thing in like the old Xbox Live Arcade days. They have the tab for achievements so that you can kind of see them in-game. Because the way achievements worked on Xbox was like barely different, right? Like, the way it works these days is, like, you'll see the name pop up and maybe a short description of it, but back in the day, it would just tell you, achievement unlocked. You wouldn't know what it was, how much it was worth, or what you did to get it. You would have to kind of seek some other place for it, so that's why these sorts of menus existed, so that you would know what you had, what you still needed to do, and how to get to them. And there were some games, too, that would have, like, sort of the in-game way to notify you, hey, you got this achievement, and all that. That rabbit hole, playing a game and staying on for longer than you wanted. Yeah. Either that, or, like, reading an article that just, like, suddenly became very fascinating, or, you're just, like, clicking through wiki pages. Or you're watching a video, and then you're watching another video, and then you're watching another video, and then you're watching another video. Ah. Rabbit holes. Gotta watch out for them. They will consume you. Oh, great. We're in ad mode. Well, better now than later, right? You know what? Let's do another run real quick. I'll just do recharge. Let's see if we can get further. Now that we know how to do this stuff, maybe you can try to get a 5-digit player score here. That would be cool, right? Sure to get the big bugs for Mondo points. Mondo. Does anyone... I imagine no one uses that word anymore. Unless it's like someone's name. I believe I've seen someone in anime called Mondo. Granted, you know, Mondo, that is like a different context, right? It's not... They're not big or anything. It's just what they were named. That is their given name. Hey, welcome back from Adland, everyone. I figured I'd just, like, do another run because we were in an ad, so... We'll just do this one real quick. We're back in just, like, regular recharged mode, so we'll see how far I can get on one life. Now that I've kind of sort of figured out how everything works and how to survive, maybe you can, net a better score, right? Sort of the addictive quality of these kinds of games. It's like, alright, you know, these runs don't take that long. Maybe I'll do one more, right? What's one more? And then we kind of fall back into that whole rabbit hole thing where, oh hey, a couple more minutes have passed. Significant amount of time has passed. Maybe I should step away now. Ah! Like, just... There we go. Okay. That gave me a bit of breathing room. I'll take it. Wish I had a spread shot, but, you know, they can't all be spread shots. Alright, you know what? That actually went pretty well. Okay, so I actually got higher scores than I thought I did, but... Wow. You know what? Final recharge run, almost 20,000. 3,000 better than my previous best, so hey. Good going. Alright, well, that has been a pretty solid look at Centipede Recharged, I think. I really appreciate that this game came out, right? I appreciate that it came out and is as good as it is. Also fairly cheap. It's $10, so you know, maybe something you need to kind of consider, but it won't break the bank if you get it, and especially if it goes on sale, then yeah, you'll definitely get your money's worth out of it. Have a good night! Yeah, you have yourself a good night too, Molecular Shadow Fox. Thanks for hanging out, and on that note, I think I will call it here. So yeah, thanks to everyone who came by and hung out and chatted, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. Bit of a schedule note. I wanna bring this up, but there will only be another stream for this coming week. I will only be streaming on Wednesday. We're gonna do Project Cars. That's because I got like a big trip I'm gonna be going on for the weekend and like maybe a few days around the weekend. So yeah, and the coming week. There won't be any streams on Wednesday. Yeah, it's a pretty long trip, so yeah. This coming week, it's only going to be Wednesday, and then the week after that will be Friday and maybe Sunday if I'm feeling up to it. But, yeah. Project Cars. It's going to be Project Cars. We're gonna play some Project Cars this coming Wednesday, so... you know, it'll be a fun time of chatting, right? Okay, let's look for someone to raid, shall we? I do like that this game continues playing its music even if you're not focused in on it. It is nice. I do like that. Who is on? One thing I like about the weekends is that I get the opportunity to raid folks that I might not otherwise raid. You know, the afternoon US time naturally just has a host of different folks because some might be asleep now and others might not be. As opposed to, say, evening US time, which Yeah, it's a different set of folks I could raid into, but... Oh, okay. I see some people playing Deadlock. It's kind of wild, right? Valve just, like, lifted all the restrictions on talking about that, and everyone just comes out and saying, "Oh my god, this game is so much fun!" And from the way people described it, it's like MOBA hero shooter, and I'm thinking, wow. You know, for a game to have those sorts of descriptors that, like, if it had been anyone else making those, would cause them to roll their eyes, but everyone's saying, "Yo, this is kind of cool." It's gotta take some work. I mean, it is Valve, so gotta imagine they'll probably do a decent job with it. On the other hand, artifacts. That was the last thing they worked on, right? Unless I'm, like, somehow missing Half-Life Alyx somewhere in that timeline. No, I think Alyx came out after Artifact, right? I have to admit, I haven't watched the gameplay, so maybe I should go watch that before I judge it, right? You know what they say, don't knock it till you've tried it, or at the very least see someone try it. Also good to get opinions from, like, multiple sources. I think I was on the forum where I was watching someone just, like, really kind of bellyache about the Steam Deck. I'm just kind of sitting here going, man, was there an issue with it? Like, don't get me wrong, if they had problems with the Steam Deck, then that kind of blows, but I feel like most people are pretty positive on it. I know another friend who just had, like, a Steam Deck kind of completely crap out on him, so... It's not like they're without problems, but... Seems like, for the most part, people enjoy them. Person to make it a little extra difficult today. Yeah, Cult of the Lamb has a thing going on right now, right? If you, like, watch some of their game, they'll give you codes for some extra stuff. I actually did that. I should probably redeem those codes. I'm sure they have, like, an expiry date. Either sooner than later, right? Also, I'm thinking of starting just, like, a personal Cult of Lamb run, just, like, on my own time, so I can get a feel for the mechanics. I know that might not be what some people want, but I've been waiting to play that, and I kind of want to get into it already. Okay. Great. And let's keep poking around a little bit. Okay. I think I have found someone, y'all. I like the way their model looks, so it's like the primary reason. Primary reason why I would raid into anyone, right? It's like, oh hey, I like the way your model looks. Also, the game they're playing is like pretty fun. Okay, let this go through. Yeah, Firefly 42 is playing Plants vs. Zombies. So we're gonna move a little bit forward in the timeline, but you know, it's another classic game, I'd say, right? Just kind of falls into the general umbrella of classic, so enjoy that. Raid message. What should our raid message be? I'm not feeling creative now, so... There. If you're joining on the raid, give them Centipede raid, and if not, have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you on Wednesday for Project Cars. Take care. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get like a standardized raid message. I feel like that's probably something I'll take care of once I debut. Yeah. Alright, see ya.